I can't believe we're finally going to get South Park, The Fractured But Whole this year. It's always fun to say that. Here for your viewing pleasure is my review of South Park, The Stick of Truth. I'm going to tell you straight away that the game is great. I'm both a fan of the show and of the role-playing genre, so I was always going to like it, it seems. Straight off the bat, the player is treated to an opening cinematic which resembles the badly rotoscoped fantasy adventure cartoons of the 70s, and it lets the player know that they are in for quite an epic ride. The game plays out over a number of days, during which the South Park kids are undertaking an epic town-wide LARP, which is intertwined with the events that the game's protagonist manages to get caught up in. You play as the new kid in town. Your parents are eager for you to go out and play like a normal child, which is how you involve yourself in the fantasy game that eventually lands you the noble title of Sir Douchebag.
You entered Douchebag, is that correct? Are you sure you want to keep the name? Very well, Douchebag.
And in that vein, the game is unabashedly rude. It takes risky shots at everything from specific religions to racial minorities and even to celebrities, some of which have already been established in the TV show's canon. Both the writing and the visual style make it feel like Matt Stone and Trey Parker are treating us to a second South Park movie. The duo co-wrote and performed most of the voices in the game as they do in the cartoon, and it shows. Even the art assets were lifted directly from the same software that's used by South Park Studios to create the cartoon, which comes a long way ahead of the aesthetics of previous South Park game entries, essentially giving the players a playable episode of the show. As far as gameplay is concerned, the Stick of Truth won't win any awards in terms of innovation, but what it does do is excel in recognising many themes and tropes already established in popular games of the genre. Combat is turn-based, but utilises well-timed button combinations and stick inputs to help you deal extra damage or block strong attacks. Very similar to the way that combat is handled in the Paper Mario series. I suppose you could say that the South Park The Stick of Truth is an older brother, sort of a crate Paper Mario, but obviously not as child-friendly. Map exploration is fun, thanks to a lot of unique power-ups that help you search around for secret areas and even bonus loot throughout the game map. Character customization is superb, taking a page directly out of the South Park character creator you can find online. You can dye almost anything, any colour, and most items of clothing belong in some sort of set. So you could become a hippie or a soldier or a knight or any number of fantastical things which are related to South Park or role-playing games. As you play, you find more clothing as rewards for missions or simply exploring, which makes you feel like it's more worth to go off the beaten track and try something off to the side or even take part in a side mission which would otherwise just fill up your time getting on with a fantastic story. I can definitely see potential for DLC in South Park The Stick of Truth. There are plenty of areas from the show which have been represented in the game which you visit, even if momentarily or as a simple background asset, which I would love to go back to and can be involved in any number of stories. Locations including the school or city hall, city walk, and even Canada, which provides a fantastic surprise at the midway point of the game, and I really recommend you play it purely for that reason if you're a fan of games. The writing is top-notch, both hilarious and offensive to the point at which some parts of the game have been censored in specific regions. And the characters shine as brightly as they do in the TV show. What more could you ask for in a game based off of South Park? Obsidian brought their RPG experience from titles such as Fallout New Vegas, Neverwinter Nights 2 and Dungeon Siege 3, I suppose, and they give us a simple yet feature-rich role-playing game experience.